And it makes me laugh because even though Pacquiao did all that, Pacquiao could have lawyered up just like Errol Spence has. Pacquiao could have pleaded the fifth and just made an allegation that he was injured and gone silent like Errol has and gone missing. Pacquiao didn't do that. He was out here doing the most for his fans and for the wider public, even for his haters. Pacquiao wanted to prove, and to be honest, it's not even about proving. It's about just doing what's truthful. Because if you're really having surgeries, if you're really doing all this stuff, it's not a big effort, is it? And this was 6 years ago, when Instagram Live and videos were much less common. Errol Spencer's got no excuse. But even so, back in 2015 when Pacquiao had his injury, he did all of that. Why? Because it was the truth. And as I've explained in my other videos, the truth, it is what it is. It's easy, it's natural. Which is why we saw all of the evidence Pacquiao gave us, because it was just what it is. It's not a big deal. When you've got an operating doctor, it's not a massive deal for him to discuss what's going on. Errol Spence. Never mind an operating doctor. With Errol Spence, we've got... Never mind hearing from Errol Spence's doctor. We've got Bob Bennett, the Nevada State Athletic Commission director, coming out and confusing the alleged diagnosis. Oh, it was a full detachment. You man said it was a tear, and it's been a tear for the last 10 days. Now we hear from Bob Bennett, NSAC director, who says he's speaking on behalf of the doctor, and he's saying it's a full detachment. Oops. So which is it? And this is what I was telling you, man, a second ago about the truth. Is it clear to see now? Pacquiao showed an interview of his doctor. The reason that is what it is because it was the truth. These liars, they're all messy. Number one, we don't get to hear from the doctor directly. It's through the director. It's all messy. And then when the director gives us a statement, he's mixing facts up and getting it all confused. Real messy. This is the definition of fake news and lies. Bottom line, I'm sorry, it is. This is how, I don't know, look at politics. Whenever you've heard of people lying in politics, isn't this always how it plays out? It ends up messy, doesn't it? It ends up, there's holes everywhere, gaping holes. When Pacquiao came out, there was no gaping holes. There just wasn't. When Pacquiao came out and the doctor came out with the interview, no one could say anything. Oops. Apart from the few Floyd haters or the Floyd lovers who just stay shilling, no one could say squat. And in fact, on that note, what do we know? Pacquiao, people was going against Pacquiao for his injury, yeah? But guess what? Pacquiao actually turned up. He turned up, fought Mayweather, and then had his injury. That's what true champions do. That's what old school fighters do. They turn up, fight, and then get repaired. This new age, goofy way of doing things, Errol Spence, pull out first, then pull out, don't show any evidence, and then go missing and lawyer up. That's a new school way of doing things. But can you believe people were having a go at Pacquiao for actually turning up to the fight, doing the fight, Floyd running away in the fight, and still people was, how can you be mad at Pacquiao? So what if Pacquiao had an injury after the fight? Now, I understand it's not ideal to say it, but either way, so he turned up. Yeah, he turned up and fought. So, he hasn't let no one down. Spence hasn't even turned up and fought. He's missed the fight. And still don't want to show no proof, and still goes missing. And still pleads the fifth. And still lawyered up. Silent. Radio silent. No comment. That's your man Errol Spence right now. No comment, speak to my lawyers. Oh, and by the way, all I'm going to give you, man, is one picture. Oops. Why couldn't Spence turn up, do the fight properly, and then worry about his eye? Which, by the way, what gets me in all of this, yeah, is the fact that Errol Spence has never once said, yeah, my eye was giving me problems. Which, for me, is the ultimate suspect about this situation. That's what makes this overall situation super sus. Errol Spence has never once said, you know what, you're right, my eye was pretty bad. But yet, Bob Bennett's, the NSAC director, is telling us that he was fully detached. That's an impossibility. Again, like I told you earlier, when people tell lies, it never makes no sense. Oh, Errol Spence didn't know anything about it, but it was a retina detachment. Absolutely impossible. It's like breaking your arm and not, oh, his arm was broke, but he just didn't know about it. Get out of here. Goofy. You goofy. And despite all of these allegations, despite all of their stories getting twisted up, guess what? Your man's Errol Spence is missing. Your man's Errol Spence is pleading the fifth. He ain't making no comment. He ain't defending his brand. Why? Because it's got all of these goofy LDBC shills to come out and shill for him and defend him. Because to this day, despite the allegations, despite their story going out super sad, despite all their lies, despite their narrative and script getting all mixed up and all crossed over, to this day, all Errol Spence has provided is a crusty picture that anyone could have made in 5 minutes. That's all he's given us. Yeah? Bottom line. The fact that NSAC came out yesterday and actually exposed that they're telling porky pies, exposed they haven't got a clue what their real narrative is. Team Spence wouldn't know the truth if it slapped them in the face. That's what yesterday proved. It's crazy. Errol Spence and Team PBC, they thought they were doing something smart. Oh yeah, Bob, quickly. NSAC, quickly. Go out and confirm. Go out and authenticate what Errol Spence has said. Oops. Awkward. You forgot to confirm. You forgot to get your story straight. You forgot to straighten out your diagnosis. Because now you've got doctors saying different things on different days. Oops. That's not how the truth works. Show me some evidence, yeah? When Pacquiao had his injury, show me some evidence of one person saying one thing and another person saying another thing. Oops. You ain't going to find that. Because it was the truth. And that's why you had doctors putting their practice and putting their name on the line. Why? Because when it's the truth, it's not a big deal. Only when you're telling lies do you have to do all this clandestine stuff. Oh, the doctor can't speak, but the commissioner's going to speak for him, and ooh, you goofy. Ooh, Errol Spence silent. Ooh, Errol Spence lawyered up. Ooh, Errol Spence missing. Yeah? So, to be honest with you, I feel bad for Errol Spence fans because you man stay shilling. Yeah? You man stay talking, but guess what? Your man's, he missing. You've been defending him for 10 days. What's he done to help you? Oops. What, wheeled out the commissioner to get the facts wrong again? And wheeled out the commissioner to confirm that his whole narrative was made up? Because they couldn't get their story straight. Oops. So anyway, let's conclude here. Bottom line is, Team Spence, and in fact Errol Spence himself, they missing. And the PBC Protection from Pacquiao program is down bad right now. Your man the YB stays exposing the FPP, no doubt. Errol, he lawyered up. Yeah? I tried to contact Errol today and I was told Errol's not giving any statements. Please talk to his legal team. He's pleading the fifth. No comment. Yeah? If anyone wants to talk to Errol Spence, he talk to his lawyers. That's where Errol's gone right now. And I don't know about you yet, but any of you man who've had any experience in law and someone lawyers up from the jump, they scary. Yeah? When someone lawyers up from the jump, they super scary and super guilty, no doubt. Why Errol so quiet for? Why he lawyered up? Why are you pleading the fifth? Did you have the eye surgery or not? Oops. Think about it. Did you have it or not? If you did, why do you need to be silent for? Why do you need to be lawyering up? Wow, you down bad.